Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, there's more disaster from woke Marvel fans on Twitter, or stans should I say, about the casting of Madam Webb, which is going to star Dakota Johnson. I'm actually happy that they got someone who actually looks like the character, because as we'll see, they're using a younger version of this character, Julia Carpenter, and not the older version of Madam Webb, who is also blind, which is what we're talking about. Because a lot of Marvel people on Twitter are saying, you didn't get a blind actress, this is taking away roles from blind and disabled actors, and it's taking away representation. All right, well, there's a couple things there. Now, let's take a look at this Bounding article and also have a look at the comparisons between the character and the actor they chose. There you go, Bounding in the comics. Woke mob furious over Madam Web casting because the actress isn't blind. Always something with these people. There's always something with these people who are offended about anything they can find. No matter they're speaking on behalf of people of color or any Asian representation, so with Shang-Chi, or any other kind of representation like this with disabled actors or characters. It says, according to multiple reports, 50 Shades of Grey star Dakota Johnson is in talks to play Madam Web in an upcoming film. Woke fans are furious at the news. Why? Because unlike the Madam Web character, Johnson isn't blind. They talk about the first appearance, which is this one here where she is old and blind, and she's got an eye covering there, so obviously they could do that in the movie, just put like some CG stuff over her eyes. But there's a couple issues with using a blind actor. We saw Daredevil have Charlie Cox. He's not blind, and he did a fantastic job at playing supposed to be a blind or partially blind character. Now, let's take a look at what they said. On Thursday, Hollywood Reporter announced that Johnson was set to star in Sony's upcoming Madam Web film, which is meant to be a part of the studio's series of Spider-Man spin-off franchises. And then we get into what they said on Twitter. Here we go. One user wrote, "No love for old actresses anymore. They're young down Aunt May. And while I know now there are younger versions of this character," yes, which they are using, "it takes away opportunities for older women in the acting business. Carrie Fisher had to deal with this before the Star Wars sequel trilogy." Well, Carrie Fisher had a few other issues to deal with as well. So there's the tweet there, no love for old actresses anymore. Not to mention the fact that Madam Web is blind, at least in the older adaptation. Don't know if she's blind in the younger ones. And this takes away blind actors' roles in these films. And then someone else comes in, hell nah, disabled actresses exist. She's canonically blind, and disabled mimicry is so annoying. Okay, so two reasons why this would be an issue. Having a blind actor on the set, they would need to take a lot more time during production and filming, because they would have to position them properly where they're supposed to stand in the camera. They're framing, they're blocking. That would push back time of the production, which would extend the production out and would make it pretty expensive, not just with time, but also costs. Because, you know, if you have a longer shoot, you have to pay more people. Even though Sony just made a bunch of money with Spider-Man No Way Home, I think you don't want to be spending an exorbitant amount of costs to make a movie. Who knows how much it's actually going to bring in. And then also, the age factor is they want to use a younger version of this character, obviously, because Dakota Johnson is able to do a more active role. So it's not just having an older actor who's just sitting there not being able to do physical movements in the action scenes or whatever it is. So they can actually get Dakota Johnson to do as much action as she can to be as believable in the role. Otherwise, you're going to have someone in a green suit just running around as an older actor. Is that doing them justice? Having an older actor who's actually in that role, who's just got someone else doing their body double stunt for them when they're not actually doing anything in the movie, but just doing a few talking scenes. Is that actually representation? I think it's better that they use the younger character who's able to be physical in a role and who actually looks like the character. Because if you look at right here, you got Dakota Johnson, wow, and then you also have Julia Carpenter. They finally get someone who looks decently similar. But the other thing is, you want to whinge about age and physical ability. Well, if you are so offended that her physical abilities or inabilities aren't portrayed properly, well, are you that upset that the actor, Dakota Johnson, who is potentially playing her, isn't also a telepath, a clairvoyant, and has precognition? Are you also really fake offended that she isn't a telepath and clairvoyant and a superhuman strength with speed and agility? Are you really want to go that far? How far are we going to push this? She's not blind, she's not old, but she doesn't have a telepathic abilities. Is that, you want to go there? Ridiculous. We're talking about a superhero movie. Like, legitimately, how is a blind person going to carry out action scenes and stunts in a movie? As I said before, if you just have them doing a few speaking lines while their body double is doing all the action scenes and they're not blind body double, how is that representation for them? Wouldn't you rather that someone can actually portray the character on the screen who's doing their best or their utmost to actually portray what that person would be like, just like Daredevil did very well. No, it's always about, is this person actually what they are? Well, if that was the case, she would be a telepath, a clairvoyant, and have precognition and superhuman abilities. This is ridiculous. And before you comic book dweebs get your knickers in a twist, yes, I know about the Julia Carpenter version, which obviously they're going to use. This casting most likely means they'll introduce the OG Cassandra Webb combined with elements of Julia, so it'll be disability erasure. Perhaps not, because from the brief reading I've done, that Julia Carpenter version isn't blind in the beginning, and then she does go blind after, when she loses her powers and then gets it back. So they could do that story, but we'll see. It may not be in the first movie, maybe in a second movie or a team-up movie, who knows. The whinging for representation and faint outrage about who is playing this role and who's playing the character and why they're not what they need to be. It's never going to end. And it's honestly getting tiring seeing this shit every day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video out there, and I'll see you in the next one.